Alright, here we have a Canadian IMP, or individual meal pack. This is basically Canada's version of an MRE. And this one is menu number 12, Chicken Cordon Bleu, from 2014. Go ahead and take a look and see what's inside of this one. And as I would say, I like how the IMPs are packed, so they look like a bag lunch. And they put the main entree and the dessert, which are in the similar boxes to the entrees for the MREs, and they put them in on either side of the bag to kind of give it a nice square appearance. And this is a menu that I've been looking forward to trying for some time because I'm actually a big fan of Chicken Cordon Bleu. And here's the ingredients in English and French. And here's the nutrition facts if you want to see those. This one here has the 5-digit date code that they use in Canada, which is pretty handy instead of the 4-digit one where you have to guess about the decade dilemma. And this has a date code of 13127, so it means this was packed on the 127th day of 2013. So there's a Chicken Cordon Bleu, and for the dessert we have sliced pears. Very short list of ingredients there. And if you want to see the nutrition facts on that. And we have the Hamburger Bun, which has apparently replaced the regular bread in IMPs, and now they all come with the Hamburger Bun. And I do notice on the back of here there's something sticky right here. I don't know how much you can see it, but there's something sticky there. It seems to be a little bit on the main entree pouch too. It seems to have come from outside of the pouch though, so let's see if we find something that may have leaked a little bit. So we have peanut butter, and it's probably going to be, oh, it's honey. That is what leaked, unfortunately. But also, luckily, honey really doesn't tend to go bad, so still feels fine in there. So hopefully that's alright and there won't be any further damage. We have here, we also have onion mashed potatoes. This is something we're going to have to add a little bit of water to. Add hot water to the dotted line. So that's one of the few things that's not totally ready to eat in here. We have 2 lemon lime sports drinks. It's a nice touch to get the extra one. We also have Nescafe caramel latte. We have a Soldier Fuel bar, real chocolate. And a nice touch, some Frank's Red Hot sauce. We have espresso roast coffee. Whitener for tea and coffee. Some sugar. Some Icebreakers Frost. Winter Cool. Some matches. Very similar to the MRE matches. The nice IMP hot beverage bag. Or it's, in this case, actually just beverage bag. The huge piece of paper, which can be either a napkin, toilet paper, a little serving area, or whatever you need it for. A moist towelette, and the nice long IMP spoon. Alright, and here are all the components of this 2014 IMP. Overall, pretty similar to what you'd expect to find in an MRE as far as the types of foods and the amount of food. One interesting difference that I noticed is that there's more drinks in this. You get 2 cold drinks with the lemon lime beverages, and you also get 2 hot drinks with the caramel latte and the espresso roast coffee. And luckily the leaking honey doesn't seem to have affected too many components, but have to keep an eye on that one. So the first thing we'll do is we'll heat up the Chicken Cordon Bleu. And this does not come with a flameless ration heater. You can use one, of course, even though these are a little bit larger than a standard MRE entree at 250 grams. But all you have to do is put the pouch in some hot or boiling water. The sliced pears do not need to be heated, and I believe there's actually something on the pouch to that effect. And yes, cooking instructions not applicable to fruit. And these are both from Baxter's. Let's go ahead and leave this in here for a few minutes while we check everything else out. Alright, let's start off with the hamburger bun, or pan hamburger. Of course you could say pane hamburger. And that does indeed look like a hamburger bun. One thing interesting about these is they don't split them all the way through. I think let's go ahead and slice that the rest of the way. Seems to smell pretty good. Has a bit of a unnatural sort of a smell to it, but not too bad. And I think what we're going to do with this is we're going to make a little peanut butter and honey sandwich. So we'll knead up the peanut butter. And the honey, which appears to be leaking down at the bottom. So I'll open it up at the top. Let's leave that open face for now. This is the Soldier Fuel bar. Sort of like a First Strike bar. Smells good. It has that energy bar kind of chocolate smell to it. And then we'll reconstitute our onion mashed potatoes. Some hot water. It's funny, it doesn't actually give you an amount of hot water to add, it just says to add to the line. I think that's just about there. Give that a stir with the nice long spoon. This seems very liquidy, but from past experience, this does thicken up quite well. It's just a matter of really making sure you have it all mixed. I'm actually going to attempt to shake this a little bit, just to be sure. That seems to be good though, so we'll give that a few minutes to thicken up. And it should be just fine. It smells really good. Okay, now we'll do one of the 2 lemon lime sports drinks. I'm going to use the beverage bag for this. It does say to add the powder first. And one of the great things about these bags is that they actually have a bottom that opens up so you can actually stand it up. Doesn't really have that green color that you associate with the MRE lemon lime drinks. And even though it does have fill lines, I'm going to go ahead and add the 250 mils that it specifies on the package. So just a little bit above the fill line on the bag. Give that a nice shake. Smells good. It has almost that kind of a chemical cleaner kind of a smell, but very familiar too, like a Kool-Aid kind of a kid's drink. And let's check out the sliced pears. I almost forget about these. I'm actually running out of compartments. I'm going to have to put the mashed potatoes and the chicken cordon bleu in the same tray compartment. Smells good. Looks like they've maybe darkened up a little bit, but it'll be fine, and that fills that compartment up nicely. Alright, we have 2 hot drinks to make up. The caramel latte. Smells nice. And the espresso roast coffee. Fine powder. See, it instantly makes a foam on top. And since this is the espresso roast and kind of sounds like it's a little bit more on the special side, I'm not going to actually add the sugar and creamer to this. I usually do my MRE reviews, but it sounds like it's worth trying it as it is. And that just leaves us with our Chicken Cordon Bleu, which is something I've been very curious to see what an MRE style version of Chicken Cordon Bleu is, considering it all has to come in as one little pouch here. And I did notice there's definitely air in this. I don't think that's any problem. It's not bulging or anything. It's just not as flat as I'm used to MRE pouches being. A big piece of chicken in there and some liquid. Oh, you know what? Actually, I forgot. Alright, before we do that, I forgot about the potatoes, which have been reconstituting for a while. And it's funny because, as I mentioned, I usually like to add less than it says. It says to add water up to the line. And when you put it in, it's very watery. And it usually reconstitutes and stiffens really good. But in this case, despite how long it's been sitting, it's still a liquid. I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to use of this because I don't know how much it's going to add to the... It's really not what I was hoping for from this. So I think in the future I will use less water than it says. This is just going to be basically mixed in with the juices from the Cordon Bleu. And I'll just pour the rest in this coffee cup. And now I can still have it on the side. And now we'll do the Cordon Bleu. Alright, as you can see, you get a nice big chunk of chicken here. I know Cordon Bleu is basically chicken, ham, and cheese. I believe it's Swiss cheese. There doesn't seem to be any indication that this is Swiss cheese on the packaging, but it does have the ingredients for the cheese. And it definitely smells of Swiss. And it looks like, okay, the ham is inside there. That's what I expected. Let's see if I can show you that at all. Kind of see the ham on the inside. And I do have to say it has kind of a strong smell. It's kind of reminiscent, I think because of the fact that Swiss cheese is kind of a strong cheese, sort of like how feta is a strong cheese, and it kind of reminds me a little bit, I mean this is more of a French dish and the other one is more of a Mediterranean, but it kind of reminds me of the chicken with feta and tomatoes, which is one of the most polarizing entrees I've ever seen in MRE. Seems like people either really like it or really hate it. And just because of the fact that this is so strong, at least in its smell, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the same way. But let's go ahead and try everything out. You can definitely see the ham here as it kind of wrapped around the chicken. Looks good. Yeah, and it tastes good too. You hear Chicken Cordon Bleu and you have some expectations of it. Chicken seems to be real chicken here. It's kind of hard to break apart. Yeah, like I said, you have kind of expectations of Chicken Cordon Bleu, and obviously this is a military ration. It's not fine dining, but it's a nice difference, a nice change from a lot of pasta dishes and things like that. It's certainly something I've never had. But I would have to say, I hope it doesn't scare anyone off. It really, if anything, it reminds me of the chicken with feta and tomatoes. And it's not so much in the flavor itself, just as I said, it's reminiscent because of the strength of the cheese, the fact that it's seems to be Swiss cheese. It's not terribly mild. I'm gonna try some of these potatoes before they get totally mixed in. Like I say, I think in the future I'm gonna add less water than it says to add. Because the potatoes are good. They're definitely tasty. They're thickening up a little bit in here. Actually, I guess I could put some more down here now. I thought I gave it enough time, but I guess not. I've seen the plain mashed potatoes and the garlic ones. So it's kind of nice to have another option with the onion mashed potatoes. And of course, after all that, now it is thickening up. I'll try some of these together. And that's good too. This certainly doesn't need the mashed potatoes. Very flavorful. But it's a nice little side. And let's try these pears. That's good. The juice is it's sweet. It's not like sickly, overly sweet like a a kid's fruit cup. Oh, it's really good though. It's a nice, fresh tasting kind of a side. Try the caramel latte. That's good. It's nice. It has its own little foam on the top. It is your coffee type drink, but also with some sweetness. And while we're talking about coffee, let's check out the espresso roast. And that's good too. A little on the bitter side. It's definitely stronger than your standard instant coffee that you get in MRE, which I'm sure would be nice for an eye opener in the morning. And if that's a little bit stronger, you can always cut it with the whitener and the sugar too. Let's try the Soldier Fuel. I think the first strike bar is very, it's kind of sticky, and you can see it's going to be chewy. Seems to have some little crispies in there. Yeah, very chewy. Pretty much your standard energy bar. The little crispies give it a nice extra texture. Yeah, it has a nice chocolate flavor too. And then we'll try our Hamburger Bun. Of course, you can use some of this for sopping up your potatoes and sauce from the Cordon Bleu. Or you can just make the sandwich like I did here. And we're going to add a little bit more honey now that it's been sitting for a while. I've done the peanut butter and jelly and IMPs before, and I think this is the first time I've had the honey, so let's try a little peanut butter and honey sandwich. That's good. Kind of like the wheat snack bread. This bread is not terribly moist. It's a bit on the dry side, so it does make you thirsty, and of course the peanut butter doesn't help with that. But the peanut butter and honey is a nice combination. It's pretty tasty. So I think we'll try the lemon lime drink now that I'm thirsty. That's tasty. So that was a look at a Canadian IMP, or individual meal pack, from 2014, menu number 12, Chicken Cordon Bleu. Thank you for watching.